Monday morning. Good to see you guys. It's Kirsten Liebelt. Come on in. Welcome. And it is Monday morning, and I just hope you had like such a great weekend. Let me know if you're on the replay. Let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know if you did anything fun for the weekend. I would love to hear what you did. We had a very busy weekend, but it was like so much fun. So I got to meet like one of you, a total stranger in my area. I love that. We did like a whole total body reset like consult. That was super amazing. And then my husband and I, we went to you. I don't know, you may or may not know. He's been in Christian radio for like 42 years. And so we went to a concert. We went to Good Morning. Thank you so much for the heart, Cheryl. You're amazing. TikTok is so fun. We went to see, so it was a triple. It was Matt Maher, who did worship, and then David Crowder, who I've loved forever. He was like rather a rocky concert. Amazing. That was a little unexpected. I've never seen him live. And then Zach Williams. Oh my gosh, you guys, it was such a good concert. So anyway, we have just been super busy and having so much fun. And it seems like it kind of has snowed around us, but not really where we are. I mean, like my daughter lives 20 minutes away and it was flurrying all day long, but not here. I'm not sure how that works, but that's how it's been going. So good to see you guys. Good morning, Terry. Snow flurries in Tennessee. It's kind of like, get your fires going, people. Get all of the, get your hot cocoa out. Oh my stars. Here we go. All right. So if you do not know who I am, my name is Kirsten Liebelt. I live in Minnesota. I have all of my life, with the exception of 8 years in the 90s, we lived in the Black Hills of South Dakota. And my dad died of type 2 diabetes when he was 63 years old. I was only 30 at the time. And so my kids at the time were 6, 3, and 6 months old. They were little and they missed out completely on their Italian grandpa. Super, super sad and dumb all at the same time because it was never meant to be a terminal diagnosis. So this is like ridiculous. So we talk about all things insulin resistance. We've been doing this show Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central it'll be 2 years this February, the beginning of February. And in the group that we have a Facebook group. We actually do a 5-day challenge that's free every single month. We've been doing that for 2.5 years. So there you go. We just finished that one up. So good to see you, Patty. It's going to be 90 in California. Jelly. What I look forward to now is in March, we have a leadership that we're going to go to in Orlando. So I will live for March. I will live through my Floridian friends. Like crazy pants that's just true, but it's okay. It's okay. So it's nice here in Florida. Terry, I love Florida. I do. And a bunch of my friends are out in San Diego right now. And so I'm like, yep. So good. Good morning, Marilyn from New York. Are you snowing yet in New York, Marilyn? Happy Monday, Geraldine. Good to see you. Very, very fun. Yeah, I know. It's going to be kind of I don't know. They've got this whole, like when you see the maps, it's like this whole polar vortex thing coming down into the States. And it's like scary. I'm just kidding. It's not scary, but it's like they're really talking about it a lot. So too hot for November, Patty says. Yep, I could see that. You know, you guys are probably looking for some reprieve. Probably true, right? I could see that. Okay. So good morning, Jody. Good to see you. Very, very good to see you. Yes. You know what? I will receive your sunshine because it's not so sunny here right now. Dang it. Looking for that sun. Okay. So this is what we're going to do today. I thought, again, you guys create my content. And a lot of the conversation that I was having this weekend in my DMs happens to do with food. And, you know, it's kind of funny. And I said it the other day when I was meeting my new friend. She actually lives in Wisconsin. She drove an hour and a half to sit down and have a chat about the total body reset. Isn't that cool? Isn't that fun that a friend would do that? A new friend. I just thought that was so amazing. And thankfully I had everything in stock and ready to go. Let me know when you go to Orlando. Maybe we can meet. But Marilyn, aren't you in New York? Are you in Orlando over the winter? Are you a snowbird? That would be so fun. I would love to meet anybody in Orlando. I'd love to do like a little meetup. That would be fun. I could find a coffee shop somewhere and let people know. That'd be a blast. I've had people like from all over the states, right? I don't know. It's really fun. Anyway, so that was really fun to meet her and just get to give her a hug and chat for a while. You have timeshare there. Oh, well, how very nice, Marilyn. Yeah, we have a lot of people that live in Florida, like family members and friends, and just so many people have migrated down that way. Just probably because, maybe our age range a little bit. So super cool that you have a timeshare. That's really fantastic. It'll be in March. It's already said it's a leadership that you qualify for. So anyway, happy Monday, Kathy on YouTube. Kathy, no, it wasn't you. So there was somebody who left me a message on YouTube the other day, and I was going to go and send her information, but I think her name was Marie. And I couldn't find the comment to send her information. So if I ever do not get you guys information, please know that I don't even know. Like, my intention is to make sure that I get back to everybody. When people are wanting information like on the total body reset and stuff like that, I don't want to miss out on anybody. So just like message me again or something, or like just knock on my door again, because I really do want to do that. Friday will be in the 50s. Very, very good. Good morning, Tony from Georgia. Very, very nice. Good to see you. Okay, so let's just talk about food for half a second. So I was talking to her about how I said it's really interesting because, so remember, my dad took his 50s and his health went like this. And then he died at 63. He had so many supplements, He had so many pharmas, like scripts, that they filled up a lazy Susan. And, I remember, and I've told the story before, but I remember, so we were living out in the Black Hills of South Dakota. We came home for 1 week in July to visit. And I swear he waited until we came home. I swear he did. He wasn't in the hospital or anything like that, but we knew his heart was not doing well. Like, his color looked horrible. He was doing a lot of dialysis at that time. But point being that he took his 50s and he was on so many scripts, and a couple of days the next morning after he died, my mom was bawling, and she was 65, he was 63. And she was saying, God, why did I care that he had so many meds? I used to always say, John, so messy. Everything you have, it's so messy. Why did I complain about that? And of course, those are the things that come to you after somebody passes. But that was really like seared into my mind a little bit. Like, he just had that much medication. Like, it was bad. And in my head now, I go, that was dumb. Didn't like save him or anything. I mean, how ridiculous. But anyway. And so that's what he did in his 50s while I was having babies in my 20s. And so when I hit my 50s, I was a 2X in size. And instead of repeating what he did, which is kind of what my model was, right? Like, it's genetic. There's nothing you can do about it. You're just going to be on scripts the rest of your life. Blah, 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 blah. All of that mess and misinformation. I did the opposite. I instead took my 50s and I ramped up supplementation, and I changed out my food ingredients. And now here I am at 60. I'll be 61 in January. And I'm the only person in my immediate family to have avoided type 2 diabetes. And I should have been the one that was, because I was gestational diabetic with my first baby. I was hypoglycemic with my second baby. I was insulin resistant long before I ever even knew that. I mean, like literally 30 years before I even knew the term, maybe even more. Probably for sure, even more. And so here I am doing the exact opposite, a total sugar addict. I'm a 2X in size. I've never supplemented a day in my life. I thought supplementing was ibuprofen and Metabolife that got banned from the FDA. Like, I was a hot mess express, like all of the perimenopause went upside down. And I was like, it was anxiety, and that postpartum depression feeling was coming back, even though here I am in my upper 40s. And I'm like, what the heck? I mean, messy, messy, messy. But instead I was like, I'm going to do this different. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that looks like. I'm just going to do this different. That's when I started to do all of the supplementation. And I know some people have asked, even Tamara had asked me when I met her on Saturday, she's like, she wanted to know more of my story in that way. Like, how did I come to this thought process? How did I come to this point? And I'm like, that's kind of what it was. It was like, I just kind of made it up because, to be really honest, you guys, this conversation about food today, this is the one thing I didn't think I would ever do. I didn't even want to try. Like, I was so entrenched in being Italian and being connected to food. And you mourned with food at funerals. You never went to if you could only go to one, the visitation the night before the wake, or the funeral the day of, you could only go to one. Don't ever just go to the visitation. You never go to the wake. They don't have food there. You wait until the funeral the next day, because then after the funeral and the burial, probably you're going to eat. You're going to have Italian food and you're going to have a party, right? So I was just raised in this culture, and I know a lot of you have been too, and you just have maybe a different culture. Some of you have, a Hispanic culture, or some of you are, I've heard also too, like, well, I've heard every culture like come to me and say, oh my gosh, that sounds like us too, because we all have kind of this foodie mentality. So doing the supplementation, that's how I started. And when I talk to you about the total body reset, which I will in just a second, these three sups, that's where I started. And that's half of the total body reset. I'll go through that with you in just a second. But anyway, and by the way, new customers that do the total body reset here in November, I just ordered, I'm going to send you out a little package, a little care package. And I think I'm going to also do it for anybody that has been loving the total body reset and has testimonies for me. But I bought like dry brushes and mineral salts for Epsom magnesium baths. Anyway, I'm just excited about that. So we'll talk about that later too. So let's talk about food, because that was my nemesis, so to speak. That was I don't know if I can do that. Like, I'm not sure I'm really willing to do that. And kind of in my head, I was like, pretty much I'm not going to do that. So I guess maybe I'm scared enough to try supplementation because I'm scared that my blood sugars are not balanced. I'm scared to go to the doctor. I'm scared. I'm just watching myself. I'm just like watching, okay, did that, that sore on my leg, did it heal properly? Because this was my dad. It didn't, right? But, am I healing normally? Am I peeing too much? Am I thirsty too much? Am I all of these things that were like drilled into my brain, my entire existence of growing up? My whole life was, all of the symptoms of type 2. And when I got up to my 50s, getting close to it, my mom was like, seriously, Kirsten, what's wrong with you? What is going on? Do you even know where your sugars are at? Like, because I'm gaining weight, just right. And she's like, no bueno. And I was scared enough to do something about it. And some of you, I think, is why you end up taking the step with the total body reset. You're like, I'm finally going to do it. But today I want to start with the food factor, and then I'm going to go to the supplementation this way today, because the food, you guys, I actually am the only one in my family that's avoided type 2, but guess what? I pretty much eat like a type 2. I pretty much do, because I had to get my insulin down in order to burn fat. You cannot burn fat if you have high insulin. And I had to get my liver to function, because you can't burn fat if you don't get your liver to function. So I had to do those things. And I've lost my 3 sizes. I still have 1 more size in me, I think, that I would like to lose. I'd like to change. And it's not about the size number. It's not about that at all. It's just about, I'm feeling more and more comfortable in my body, because it takes you a while to get this to match up with your body. It takes time, right? Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Let's dive into some of the food conversation, because I know that it would be very helpful for you. So who do we have going? Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Sue. Good morning, Paula. Very nice to meet you. So nice to meet you. Okay, let's go. Oh my gosh, you guys are all on. All right. So growing up, Italian food was everything. Food was literally everything. Sunday dinners, pasta, bread, dessert. And for years, I thought giving those things up meant giving up my joy. Anybody else? Anybody else? But what I've learned is that I didn't need to lose my love for food. I just had to change the source of the pleasure. Okay. It's not like the 90s, you guys, where you eat rice cakes and you hate your life. That's not what this is. Once I started eating foods that didn't spike my insulin, like my protein first meals, I talked to you guys about this morning. I had, 2 eggs, scrambled eggs with a slice of cheddar cheese and an Oikos 000 yogurt, probably like 33 grams of protein, right? So protein first, like that. Really staying away from, my dad lived on bananas and oranges as he's, shooting insulin in his belly all day long. And anyway, but I teach grain-free, sugar-free, legume-free, but I teach it how you can still love your food at the same time. But everything was changed then for me. Everything like opened up. It's like there was so much freedom in it. And I know that sounds the opposite, but it's so much freedom, because then you're like, oh, I understand this process. I understand what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm trying to keep my sugars down so that I don't keep calling on insulin to deal with my sugars, because if I have high insulin, I can't burn fat. Okay, I would like to burn fat, please. Yes, please put that on my bingo card for this year. So I need to get my insulin down and I have to get my liver to function. Okay, let's go. Once I understood what I was trying to accomplish, then it all made sense. And I was like, okay, I will figure this part out. But asking myself those questions, what are the foods that you love, Kirsten? What are the things that you actually want to recreate? Let's do that conversation, right? So I was full longer. That's the first thing that I noticed, being full longer. My cravings dropped because now I'm stable, right? And I could finally taste food again instead of chasing it. I could literally taste it because I stopped eating processed food. And so my taste buds kind of came alive again. And this is a lot of what I teach in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. And by the way, you do have to give your email to get in. So they won't let you in without it. So why blood sugar balance equals fullness and fat burning. So let's do this part of it, because you guys, nobody wants to just be hungry all the time. And nobody wants to have blood sugars that are doing this. And then you're kind of feeling like trash a lot. You're chasing your continuous glucose monitor. You're chasing that feeling that you get of just the bottom dropping out of your blood sugars. We can stop all of that mess and you can have a completely different experience in life, right? So Paula says, love bread and pasta. You've made changes to curb that. Yep, I know. And it was like, I thought I would never do it, you guys. I thought I would never, ever, ever do it. Ever. I really did. I mean, it was just my life. My life was one big fat Minnesota hot dish and then my dad making pasta and sauce on the stove. So I get it, right? But I did too. I made the changes. Julia, good to see you. Very, very good to see you. Margie, good to see you. Alonia, my daughter's birthday party was last night and I ate so much junk. Oh, Alonia, I know. Currently recovering. I think I need the carb blocker. Yeah, I know the carb blocker. I don't do it now anymore, but I did for 3 to 4 years. And I'm telling you what, you've got to learn to do your journey without shame. Listen, I was a very slow turtle. Very slow. You guys crush my results. I say that all the time. I took my sweet old time figuring things out, but I was doing it on my own. I didn't have live video. I didn't do any of this that you guys are doing. I didn't have community. And I just asked myself a lot of questions. But that was my piece. This is for me now. That was my piece that helped me to do the holidays like we're about to do the holidays. And I would say to myself, we're going to do this without shame. I would talk to myself, we're doing this without shame. And then let's see here. Let's pretend. This is how I do my supplements. I know I'm super weird, but that's just how it is. So let's pretend that these are carb blockers right here. Let's pretend that that's what these are. And you take 3 at a time. They're on my site. Just the next time you order the Total Body Reset, next time you fill up, you can look it up if you want to, okay? Just literally carb blocker right on my site. So 3 of these, and then it will block up to 500 calories of sugar. I'm getting off topic, so I'll get right back on here in 2 seconds. Blocks up to 500 calories of sugar from hitting your bloodstream. So if you eat something, eat, and instead of your blood sugar going bam through the roof, what if it goes bam It like blocks that sugar spike so that the insulin coming from your pancreas doesn't go, insulin. It just kind of goes, insulin. It's just a little bit, because when you are eating, no matter what, or when you are stressed and not even eating, you can spike your blood sugar and call on insulin. Your insulin will rise to meet the stress, to meet the food, whatever you're eating. It's to meet the lack of sleep, there are many different reasons why your body raises insulin, but when it comes to food, you can block that spike right there. So I would have these, and I literally would do this. I'd go, okay, I'm going to a party tonight, and I'd do this. They'd be in my pocket right here. Just right here. There we go. They're in my pocket. And then I'd be like, okay, so my intention tonight is that everything will be great. I'm going to somebody's house. I actually already had a treat before I left my house, let's say. I did this literally for 3 years, you guys. And I'd be like, okay, so my intention is, and so I'd get there and I'd be like, oh yeah, everything looks good. There's nothing that's really like, my kryptonite. I don't really care about anything. They just stay in my pocket. No big deal. That's why I would find it in my pocket all the time. But then there were times that I would go and I'd be like, oh, are you freaking kidding me right now? She just made my favorite dessert. I don't really feel like not having that tonight. So I'm going to have that dessert. So I would literally just grab my little carb blockers, my little 3 carb blockers. Maybe I'd go to the restroom because this pocket is obviously deep. Maybe it was more like in a side pocket. Okay. You get the picture. But I would literally, and this is me all the time, like I would just, and I'll have to pretend because I don't really want to swallow these 3 that are not carb blockers. I would literally just, and I'd swallow them sometimes just like one at a time, or I'd have a glass of water. And then I would choose to enjoy my evening without shame. And some of you need to practice just not having shame in your journey. Like, don't let those decisions flood you with all of that negative emotion. Don't do that. Like, listen, this is a marathon. This is a long-term thinking process. This is not, you're going to drop 50 pounds in a month, blah, 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 whatever. This is, you're learning how to fish. You're learning a new language. You're going to trade out one ingredient at a time. You're going to trade out one recipe at a time. You're going to become who is already inside of you. So it's a becoming process. And I really want you to kind of view it that way, because otherwise you're just going to be like, this is taking too long. I just don't think I have what it takes. I'm such a lame loser. It's never worked for me before. And all of these negative thoughts, you'll let them invade, and you have to stop that. So I apologize. That was a long, story wrapped around the fact that she said she should probably just get the carb blocker. But my heart during the holidays right now, this was the season for me that I had to conquer, and it took me a few years to conquer it. Okay. So don't feel bad. It's not just you. This is all of us. We have traditions. We have rituals. We have nostalgia. We have so many memories. Everybody is making their specialty. And we're going from one place there's a specialty to another place that there's a specialty. Okay, so there you go. All right. Patty. Yeah, Patty says that the glucose supplement that's inside of the sup, got to be careful with my words, that's inside of the Total Body Reset keeps you from being hungry. It does. It's kind of like a little natural O, if you know what I mean. Shoddy shot. Mm-hmm. It is. And some people will take 2 of those at a time. That's a little tipperoo for people who haven't heard that tip yet. Instead of taking 1 3 times a day, boom, 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 they'll take 2 3 times a day. It's just a little tipperoo. Terry says that I used to say that I ate like a newborn every 2 hours and was hungry every time. Oh my gosh, that is hysterical, Terry. That is literally, yes. And do you know that when you're eating every 2 hours, which was the dumbest recommendation ever given to us by anybody, unless you have a medical condition, all you're doing is raising your insulin. Every 2 hours. And you can't burn fat if you have high insulin. So what are we even doing? So dumb. Good morning. You did a bad thing this weekend. You didn't do a bad thing, Lee. You just made a choice. It's all right. You ate a sourdough biscuit. Have mercy. It was good. I know. I understand. Good morning from Pennsylvania, Peggy. You guys are hilarious on a Monday morning. Happy 52nd anniversary to me and mine. God is so good. Happy anniversary, Peggy. We are 38. So 52. Are you kidding me? That is amazing. Happy anniversary. I love that. The longer I'm married now, the more I realize that, like, to get to the other side of things in marriage, wow, is it amazing? It's amazing. The support here and even from the supplements is amazing, Alonia says. Oh, Alonia, you're so sweet. Thank you. I'm so glad. What about alcohol? Julia, good question. Did you enjoy wine being Italian? I'm sure some of us would like to enjoy a glass of wine or beer or cocktail. Okay, that is a really great question, Julia. And the answer to that is no. But do you want to know why? So, growing up, my mother was 100% Swedish. My father was 100% Italian. And my mother had an alcoholic father. He actually perished in a car accident when she was in her 20s. And I think she didn't have very good memories. This is putting it very lightly. Okay. So she didn't have good memories. So our house was like, she never said you would go to HE double hockey sticks, but that's how it was treated in our home. Nope. We were an alcohol-free zone until later on, my dad, like as an adult, when my dad had such heart issues, he kept, like, the doctor told him, okay, whatever, to keep like brandy and take a shot to open up his vessels, whatever. I don't know. Obviously it did nothing for him, but that's okay. Anyway, in general, however, let's just have a biological conversation about that for a second, Julia. Alcohol, no, because listen, this is what we're trying to do, okay? We are trying to get our liver to function at a higher level, and your liver will prioritize metabolizing that toxin over metabolizing fat, because it's all alcohol is a total toxin to your liver. That's how it views it. That's how it reads it. And so it's going to prioritize all of the metabolization of the alcohol first. And then there's no fat burning mode and maybe you don't care, and that's okay. Like if it's not going to, kill you, but like, especially if somebody has fatty liver, like, no, don't do that, because you can't turn things back around that way. But let's just pretend that you are somebody who is like, you want to have a glass of wine because it's the Christmas Eve thing to do, whatever. Just know that you're totally blocking fat loss for a few days. Like, that's just how that is, because it's going to metabolize that, or it's going to prioritize that, but in general, the answer would be no, because then you're constantly keeping your liver from actually being the fat burning organ that it is. And how frustrating is that for you when you're like, here I am trying to burn fat and I can't burn any fat. Like, what's wrong with me? And you just, maybe every few days you're having a glass of something and your body's like, well, we're not going to be burning fat anytime soon if you keep making me prioritize, like metabolizing that alcohol because it's a poison. That's just how your body sees it. So anyway, yes. And alcohol also makes me want to eat more junky foods. There's no question. All of a sudden our guard comes way down. Our guard comes down and we're like, snacky snack. What did they bring over here? Oh, what did they bring over here? And all of a sudden that appetizer, table looks really amazing. A win, Alonia says, as I finally made all the ingredients. You got all the ingredients to make the egg white bread, and you already have a grilled cheese recipe to try. That is fantastic. And Joan says, happy anniversary. You are so sweet, Joan. She's wishing you a happy anniversary, Peggy. That is so sweet. Maria Emmerich had talked about taking her egg white bread. So when you make it, I'm going to do this. I just saw a reel of her talking about this. So I'm going to do this. I don't know if anybody else, I may not like it. I don't know. This is how I do recipes, right? I don't create them. I just copy them from people who make them. The egg white bread, she takes it and then she cuts it into cubes like you would for stuffing. But instead of making stuffing, she cubes them, puts them in a bowl, and then she takes melted butter with garlic in it. I'll probably use garlic powder. I think so. And then she pours it over them, mixes it like you would if you were pouring liquid over your stuffing, mixes it and lays it out on a cookie sheet, and then puts it in the oven and makes them crispy, just like you would croutons. And she says they are great little snacks, almost like she said, you could even take these to the movie theater and snack on them like little popcorn bites. I feel like that's worth trying. Does anybody else feel like that's at least worth trying? I mean, the worst case scenario is I hate it. But what if that's really good? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Kathy says, oh, such a good question. You guys are full of really good questions. Keep them coming. So do you drink the wine for communion at church, or what do you do? Such a good question. So my church does not offer wine. They do grape juice. And yes, I absolutely drink it. I never drink juice anywhere else in my life. Juice is actually extremely like this whole concept that we drink orange juice, like this is all marketing, you guys, and it's really messed us up bad. Juice is really straight fructose, and then that goes through your liver. It's really not good for you at all. However, when it comes time for communion, I pay no attention. Nope, I'm going to take communion. I don't care about the wafer. I don't care about the juice, and I haven't for you. I never, ever have stopped communion to accomplish anything. I'm like, this is your deal, Lord, because I'm taking communion. I'm just not going to be so religious about it that I don't do it. That's my answer for that. But such a good question. I love that. Julia says, I had a feeling you would say that. Thank you for explaining that. It helps me to hear that and understand. Okay, very good. I'm so glad. Marilyn, you made the cottage cheese bagels yesterday. They are a family fave now, easy to make too. Marilyn, I would actually love to know how you make those. I've not tried them. That sounds wonderful. Bread croutons sound amazing. Don't they caramel? I'm thinking if you take the egg white protein bread. Okay, so in the group last week, I made the stuffing that was from All Day I Dream About Food. Really, really good recipe. Is that a recipe I will make all the time? Absolutely not. But I'm going to tell you why. It's made with almond flour. I love almond flour. Usually keto treats have almond flour in them, but I just felt I'm used to not eating a certain way, and I just felt dense. I felt heavy. I felt like my digestion went, we're going to digest all of these concentrated nuts now. That's how I felt. Now, that doesn't mean that if I go to I might decide to make keto peppermint bars. In fact, this sounds really good right now that I'm talking about a keto peppermint bar recipe. I saw All Day I Dream About Food make that. And that could be a treat that I bring to every holiday gathering this year. Let's just say I'll absolutely eat those. But for some reason, that stuffing was just, I don't know. The result was good. I love the flavor. She was making a keto cheesy bread out of almond flour and shredded cheese and eggs. And I don't remember everything that was in it, so I'm not going to try to do that. But it was so good. I added garlic powder to it. It was very, very good. I just think that the egg white protein bread, turning those into croutons, that's light and airy and something that I feel like I would be happy with. So anyway. Same here regarding communion. Terry says, yep. No, I'm taking communion. Thoughtful idea of croutons as a snack. I know. I thought she gave a great answer to that. Tony says, I travel and host clients. Hold on. For lunch and dinner. Sometimes the choices can be so overwhelming. I think I will add the carb blocker as a safety measure. I will participate in a glass of wine, but now I know this will slow down my results. Thank you for the info. It makes sense. Okay, good, Tony. Yep. And you know what? This is the deal. It's funny. I was thinking about this over the weekend. There are so many things I don't care about anymore. Like the desire just went away. Things just kind of like shifted about what I care about and what I crave. And are just things that I don't even like. For instance, here's a really good example. When I was transitioning a lot of sweet things and I still wanted to prioritize protein, you can think I'm weird, but let me tell you, this actually tastes really good. For me anyway, it did. I would make scrambled eggs and then I would add like a couple drops of liquid stevia and banana extract. And I would make banana eggs, banana sweet eggs. Now, that's probably not for a lot of people, but I could make sweet eggs and then even sprinkle like some brown sugar swerve on top. And if you think about it, it's kind of like the French toast thought process, right? Like your bread is dipped in egg and then maybe you have maple syrup or brown sugar on it. But I was just such a sweet person. Like sweets were my thing. I haven't thought about banana. I haven't thought about that like probably in a few years. Just don't care. I don't think about it. Does that make sense? So things do go away. They change. That should be put on a t-shirt. All day I dream about food. I know. She has a good blog. She has a very good, maybe she's got swag. You should go look on her website and see if she has t-shirts that say that. You went out, Terry says, I went out to eat this weekend and ordered a burger without the bun. Someone teasingly said I was crazy. I said, no, actually, I'm down 50 pounds. Yes, Terry. Woohoo. I remember. So Terry did the total body reset and she lost like 50 pounds. I think you did it in 8 months. And she was 62 at the time. You might be 63 now. And I remember when you texted me, Terry, and you were like, non-scale victory, I tucked in my blouse today. And I just will never forget that because that's what I'm talking about. Like, you guys, it's not all about the scale all the time. It's about all of a sudden you're like, God, I feel so much better in that outfit. Or like, even for myself, it's kind of like making that stuffing. The stuffing tastes great. It's just, I don't know. It just made me feel heavy. And I'm like, I like feeling light. I like feeling a certain way. I've conditioned myself to enjoy feeling a certain way. So, anyway, but that's awesome. See, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. And the thing is that everybody else has their own opinion. Who cares? How do you feel? Listen, when you have labs that are coming back and you have an MRI on a fatty liver that goes from bad to mild, when you are getting off of meds, like 10 of them, when you have pounds that are gone and your A1C is down and you've got inches being lost all over your trunk. And I'm sorry, do you think I care if somebody were to ever pay any attention to the fact that I'm not eating a bun in a restaurant? I'd be like, Terry, I'd be like you. Actually, I'm not crazy. I'm down 50 pounds. I love that. Thank you for saying that, Terry. Friday, you made a steak with cauliflower, mashed potatoes, and green beans. Yum. Way to go, Jackie. Way to go. I haven't made cauliflower mash in forever. I would like to know from you guys, from you, Jackie, maybe, what is your number one tip for making cauliflower mash? What's your number one tip? Lisa, she's a salty girl. Yep. I know Marilyn says, congratulations, Terry. Terry is the one that has been, I think this was her 18th 5-day challenge. So what you have to understand is when I talk about things like, for instance, and I'll wrap up with the total body reset. You guys just got me going on all these questions. When I talk about having a long-term thought process, it's like, you guys, give yourself permission for the journey. Give yourself permission for the journey, because it's not a fast endeavor to turn your ship around. That's just the way that life is. And her consistency has paid off in spades. And I already know she feels good. Like she feels like she functions better because of it, right? So you can't pay me to eat a certain way anymore, because I know how I feel when I wake up in the morning. I know how I feel when I'm down on the floor with my grandbabies. I know how I feel when I have energy to take them to the zoo or take them wherever. I know how. You can't take that away from me. You can't shame me into eating a certain way anymore. You can't bully me into eating a certain way anymore. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect. It doesn't mean that at all. Every now and then I do have something that's not on plan, but it's like, it's just not the way that I live anymore. And I don't care. And I'm going to do it without shame. just going to do it without shame. Someone said, you got to stop losing weight this week. Alonia. Someone said, you got to stop losing weight this weekend. And I said, I'm not trying to. I'm just managing my blood sugar. Girl, boy, could I go off on that one. Thank you for sharing that, Alonia. Because listen, that was my family. That was my Italian family. Oh, first they say you have to eat. Mangia. Come on, eat. And then you gain weight and they go, you should really lose a few pounds. And then I will never forget the day that I lost a good amount of weight. It was after my third baby. I finally was starting to figure out how to lose weight. This is before then I bounced back up again in my 30s. And people were like, oh, don't get too skinny now. This is BS. Just put that in your back pocket. Just put that in your hat. Anytime somebody says something to you like that, none ya business. None ya business. This is so dumb. Why are we paying so close attention to everybody else's body? Why are we paying so close attention to what everybody else is eating? None ya. Whether I eat that bun, whether I don't eat that bun, whether you think I'm too skinny, whether I am too skinny, none ya. Why are you so focused on what I'm eating, not eating, or how I look in my clothes? This is ridiculous. This is the culture and the society, though. So it's telling you something. It's a reflection of what has been going on in our society for decades. We are so body obsessed. And Alonia's answer is perfection. Perfection. This has nothing to do with my weight. I'm focusing on my blood sugar. Thanks for your concern. This is so dumb. We put obese women all over magazines and say it's about body positivity. BS. Doesn't mean we shame people for having larger bodies. That's not what I'm saying. But BS. Listen, the reel I did the other day was the connection between having a belly and dementia. Watched it with my mama. There was a reel that I saw from a doctor, and we talked about this the other day. You can go watch the replay. Belly fat shows up in your brain. So let's glamorize that all we want, as we can't build memory care units fast enough. No. I will watch the masses of the population and I'll go the opposite direction. Thank you. I'm going to observe the masses, do the opposite. And so I started with my dad. I observed him and I went, I'm going to do the opposite. And I took my 50s, the last decade, and I did it completely different. Completely different. Yeah, it makes you mad too. It's not okay. It's not okay. And this is where, when you start going into your holiday surroundings and your holiday parties and whatever, just take a deep breath and it's okay. Let people, oh, poor connection on my Instagram. That's weird. Just be okay with like, oh, you know what? That does look really good. Thank you so much. I'm not hungry right now. You don't have to like, you can just like put them off. Don't even worry about it. Like, just go, oh my gosh, yeah, that does look good. You are so right. You don't have to defend your position. You don't have to tell anybody what you're doing or thinking or choosing or not choosing, or it's just, you can live inside your own head. And that's what I did for a long, long time, just me and Jesus. And now I don't care, because my health is so important. My little grandbabies are so dang important. Your opinion of my food on my plate doesn't faze me. Doesn't faze me. So when I started, I always tell you about how I started with the trio. These are 3 sups that have 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. Didn't know that these were going to help as much as they do, but they do. And like Patty said, this one right here I have to be careful because I've got TikTok over there. This particular one is helpful for sugars, insulin, appetite, and cravings. So it is a little bit like the shoddy shot. You take one of these 3 times a day. There are 6 pieces in the total body reset. This is one of them. One of these 3 times a day. If you really want to up it, you can do 2 3 times a day. That is not what is directed. So you are going against the direction. I'm just letting you know. But there are some people that do that to really like use those trace minerals and pound down that insulin and sugars. Okay. So it's a choice that you're making on your own on that. Right. But I'm just telling you, I have a friend who did that and it worked out really well for her and others. I won't go too deeply into that. These two are just twice a day. These two are twice a day, liver and metabolism. Okay. So that's half of the TBR right there, half of the total body reset right there. The other half, 3 powders. And I know that was a big part of the conversation this weekend with my new friend that was a total stranger before Saturday. And she said, I was very drawn to the fact that not everything was a pill because I don't do pills well. I have a hard time. And so she chews a lot of her pills. So the next one is, I'm going to sneeze, sorry. The next one is the gut primer that I talk about all the time. This particular gut primer is so comprehensive, has brought so many results to so many women. I don't even know how to properly edify it sometimes because it literally has, you do 1 little scoop every morning. I'd put it in cold water. I already took mine this morning. And it is your digestive enzymes and your fermented greens. So if you don't have a gallbladder or if you have gallbladder issues, telling you, this is a really good way to go. Alkaline spices. You know what it means to have an alkaline environment, right? Have you heard about that? Having an alkaline environment and things that can't grow in an alkaline environment, et cetera. Okay. Helps you with nutrient absorption. Insulin resistance creates leaky gut. Helps you with inflammation. Just bring down the inflammation in your gut. So what that does is it changes the way you do daily life. Because if you always have constipation, that's very frustrating. If you always have diarrhea, that's really frustrating. If you know that you're not getting the nutrients and so you've got like brittle nails and your hair is falling out and like your body is not responding because you're just not absorbing. Okay. And the reason why is because it's supporting fully your liver. Okay. Then the 5th piece is the probiotic. You just put this on your tongue every day. Don't take it around coffee, nothing hot. These are alive, 5 live strains that have stick to the gut technology. They go straight to your gut, attached to the wall of your gut, do the business of 5 strains, repopulating your microbiome. And then the last one is the pixie stick. And I am telling you, this is the one that surprised me the most. And I didn't have a couple of these when I was doing my journey. I didn't have these because they hadn't launched yet. So this is why you guys crush my results. You guys go so much faster than I did, and you guys go so much further than I did in that period of time. Okay. But this is actually targets visceral fat. And I did a reel this weekend just on this one, not even the total body reset, just on this one. And because if somebody would just wrap their brain around the fact that they could change the level of visceral fat in their body, if they could do that, it is one step that it would get your body to function on a different level. Because, for instance, the visceral fat is fat that is around your organs and your intestines. And it's that dangerous fat that's inside of you. And if you could just wrap your brain around the fact that this targets that, and therefore you're losing, and it's orange, tastes like orange candy, and you put it on your tongue every day. Okay. And do this in a 90-day thought process. Okay. Do this all in a 90-day thought process. And then when you do the next 30 days, take this out of it for just 30 days and then go 90 days on again. Okay. Do that thought process, because this is a thermogenic and you don't want your body to get used to it just because you want it to like activate well. It's not dangerous. There's nothing dangerous about it. It's just, you want to keep losing visceral fat. But that's why people lose all these inches right here in the trunk area, under the bra, the waist, and the hips, because you're losing it literally like from the inside out. It's almost like your fat cells are going like this. And all of a sudden you're like, what the heck? I lost an inch or 2 or 3. Or with Magda, it was 6 under her bust. 6. Now that was over the course of a year. But the point being that like 6, 5, 3, something like that, like a lot. 5, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 14 inches total for her. So that's what's happening. So I can't speak more highly. And boy, isn't it nice to have something that actually is effective, that actually does what it says it's going to do. Like, that's amazing. So anyway, I want to read a couple more comments here, but I also want to make sure that you guys know about the customer campaign. Now listen, I ordered little dry brushes because when you dry brush before you get in a shower, you can do it from your legs all the way up towards your heart, your whole body. You can dry brush and then you can get into a tub or you can get into a shower, and it's helping your lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system does not have a pump like your heart has a pump. Okay. And so I ordered a bunch of dry brushes and magnesium bath packets. And anybody who is a brand new TBR customer this month, I'm going to mail you a packet. Okay. And I will go back to the beginning of November, and I will look to see who is a new TBR customer. Okay. I will also do that for anybody. And you guys have probably already sent me, and some of you already have, like, I have to figure out how to do this though, because I get so many amazing texts from you guys, so many that say, I am loving this journey so much. Like, I know Patty has said, I've never gone this long on a journey. But if you will write me just a fresh paragraph, anybody who has a testimony on the total body reset, it doesn't have to be long. It can be super short. In fact, probably good that if it's short, right? Just because then I can repopulate it easier. I will send you a packet. I will send you a dry brush and a magnesium packet, just like a new customer. I'll treat you just like a new customer in that way, because I am so happy with the way that you guys tell me that for the first time in your life, using this lens of insulin resistance has changed everything for you. When it comes to the customer campaign, that's when you purchase 150 or more 3 months in a row, you get $75 off that third month. They literally just erase it off your order. But for anybody who, and so if you're already on that, you're fine. You're fine. Even if you're getting your 75 off in December, you're still going to get that extra 50 in January. Just keep on going. You'll get your extra 50. You guys are all in on the deal. No problem. But if you're brand new and you're starting in November, I just want you to know what it's going to look like for you. You'll go November, December, January. And remember, you still have 3 months left on your guarantee. Like, nobody does this. Nobody does this. I defy you to find a company who's giving you 6-month empty bottle money back guarantee. It doesn't exist. Okay. But anyway, you're going to go 3 months, November, December, January, 150 or more subtotal. And in January, $125 off your order. Is that not a gift after Christmas? Is that not the best gift ever? Plus, you did the holidays better with your digestion, with your sugars, with your insulin, with everything. So that's what the customer campaign is. If you have any questions on that, always reach out. I would be more than happy to help you. So Jackie was talking about her cauliflower. Either run the completely steamed cauliflower through a salad spinner. Oh, that is a good word right there. Or let the water completely steam off. Then add butter, cream, salt, pepper, and use an immersion blender. Thank you, Jackie. That was so good. Patty says she went to 2 events and didn't have any alcohol at all. This program makes you not care about certain things. I know. Amazing, Patty. Thank you for sharing that. Lee says, those brushes are not my friend. Oh, Lee. Though that magnesium soak is awesome. You got a vibration plate. Good job, Lee. Good job. Yes. Those are amazing, right? I've heard such good things. Okay, very, very good. Okay, so I'll wrap up with this. I have a friend that I have to go grab some stuff from. My site is right here for Facebook and YouTube. It's my first last name.com, KirstenLiebelt.com, KirstenLiebelt.com. And when you go there, you'll know you're there because my face is there. But I just want to show you quickly, the total body reset is right there. And just the orange pixie stick is right there, just to show you, okay? Yeah, you love yours, Lee. That's wonderful. I love that. Oh, good to know, Elonia. Thank you. Thank you for that. Good to know. Yes, softer ones are better for sure. Total body reset. Just the pixie stick is right there. Register with your name. You have to be a registered customer to get the campaign. You have to, and then you'll get free too. But there you go. All right, so I will see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. You guys had amazing questions today. This was so good. I feel like every now and then just popping in and talking about food is super helpful. Maybe we'll do that like once a week. Maybe we could do some food conversation as we go through the holidays and help people out with that. Because if you can get this down, you'll realize, oh, you're not living in restriction land. You're not hating yourself. You're not denying yourself. You are literally just learning how to make exactly what you love by changing out your ingredients. Like, I'm just telling you, you get to still be a foodie. You can also roast the cauliflower to make the mash. I bet that actually makes it taste really good too. I bet that gives it a different flavor. I love that. That's really good to know. All right. So I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you need anything at all, let me know. You have a good afternoon too, Darlene. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. Don't forget to reach out if you need something. Bye.